Put it in another container.
Yeah, it's this dip is from Adams. I just put it because you're with the dip. Is it fine? Okay, so everybody, we are live streaming FYI. So you're unmuted. Welcome everybody. So this is our December Live Well Kingston meeting. We've got a short agenda tonight. Let's so everyone has understanding what's going to happen tonight. I had some agenda items up first, but we currently don't have a quorum yet. We need one more commissioner to come. We need 4. Or I guess maybe we do need 5.
We need 5. We have 9
okay, so we need 2 more
members.
commissioners. So we might not be able to pass the meeting minutes.
But remember, you can do it in January, even if they were at the meeting.
Yeah, totally. So we have a little bit of some admin work to do, and then we were gonna just hang out and share some food together. So real easy meeting today. But as always, let's kick us off. Let's go around the room and do a round of introductions. I can kick us off. You may all know me, but I'm Emily Flynn. I'm the Director of Health and Wellness for the City of Kingston. I use she, her pronouns. And let's say, if there's something that you're especially looking forward to this holiday season, and I'll share that next week I'm taking off, and my husband and daughter and I are going to Ithaca for a couple of days. I was sort of a last minute book, like last week I was like, I need to go somewhere, I need to get out of here. So we booked it last week, and I'm just very much looking forward to a few days off and away from Kingston. I'll go around this way, so just something about the holidays that you're looking forward to, feel free to share.
Thanks. I'm Katrina Williams. I use she, her pronouns. I'm the Deputy Commissioner of the Ulster County Department of Mental Health. I'm looking forward to, even I'm also off next week, and even though I have a lab that every day, except for Friday, is now booked, I'm really looking forward to having time on the calendar to see friends that I haven't spent time with in a long time.
My name is Kristen Kessler, she, her pronouns, and I'm project manager in the Department of Health and Wellness. And things I'm looking forward to, I think that we might finally have a babysitter to watch our child next week. I feel like we've been trying so hard to leave him at some point. He's 16 months. And the last time we had a babysitter on the calendar was a couple of weeks ago, and we all got RSV. So now we're all healthy, we're feeling good, and nothing will happen.
That's right.
I know, right? We're like knocking all the wood, so we'll see.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Anthony Patrick. I just remember the holiday question.
Welcome. I'm Troy Ellen Dixon. My pronouns are she, her, and this is my last Live Well Kingston Commission meeting.
Oh.
It flew by. It really did. And something I'm looking forward to. Well, 2 things. I'm going to Connecticut for 2 days to see a friend, my good friends, Taylor and David. And the following, all of next week, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to rest, reflect, and restore. Or at least that's the goal.
I am Lori Ferguson. I am a chef, nutritionist, volunteer at People's Place, and looking forward to going to hang out with my mother. I thought I was leaving this morning, but then, thank you for the reminder. We had a meeting. No, it's all right. I'm out in the morning.
All right.
Yeah, I could have left after the meeting, but
Where's Mom? Where's she?
in Queens.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's right.
that's a 2-hour drive.
Or the train.
No, I got to have my car when I get down there. I'm not getting on the bus and the train. Go much anyway.
I'm glad I sort of texted you. Yeah. We get to keep you for a little longer.
Because we're having our, I'm doing a Kwanzaa for the last Wednesday of the month. And normally the last Wednesday of the month coincides with this meeting.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm so concentrated on that project, I forget about here.
Yeah. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Debbie?
Debbie Morano, Kingston Senior, kind of hang out with Marcia in the Age Well group. Looking forward to everything shutting down next week, not having to go anywhere.
Yeah.
I can't, so there.
Lovely.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marcia Sebro. I'm a project manager for the Health and Wellness Department here at the City of Kingston. And I'm looking forward to being with my family next week. And that's all.
Wonderful. It was lovely to have everybody here tonight. I'm just sharing my agenda for the screen. So as I mentioned, we don't have a quorum. So let's move on from approval of the meeting minutes. And unfortunately, that means we can't appoint you yet, but the commission may pick that up in January. But thank you for joining us. Really appreciate it. Katrina, you and Sarah hopefully will stay on the commission for another 2 years. So,
Wasn't it 2 years?
yes.
Wow.
That's cool. Same, right? It feels like it was. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna refer your names to the mayor to be reappointed. You'll probably get another one of those letters that says you're reappointed. And then I think unfortunately you have to come to City Hall sometime and sign up.
So I'm about to be your neighbor in a couple of weeks, so.
Yeah.
Right after MLK Day, we're moving,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Again, I feel like I remember hearing that felt like it was gonna be really far away, but now it's gonna happen.
No, that was a long time ago.
And now here it is.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Okay, maybe in announcements we can hear more about that. So then that takes me to the sad part of my agenda, which is thank you to Troy, Ellen, and Malia. Amelia said she couldn't make it. But here's a thank you gift for Troy, Ellen. Feel free to open that whenever you want. And then as a little gift for everybody,
Thank you.
I got a little Live Well Kingston, what do you call this, pins made this year. So I feel like now we can be like politicians, we got a little.
We can wear that.
Yeah. On our bag, and I'll bring these to the next couple of meetings. Good. Yeah. I'll bring these to the next couple of meetings, and we'll bring them to the focus team, so my idea is that anyone who participates in Live Well can show their pride with a little pin. In years past, we've had magnets for a little while, we had stickers for a little while, but I thought pins were fun. Yeah, this year.
Do you mind if I open this now?
No, please do.
I have like the patience of a 2-year-old.
Yeah, and everybody, please help yourself to food that we've got at any time.
These veggie rolls, they're delicious. They don't need any sauce. They're so good. Yummy, yum. Makes me want to go deep fry.
You said,
Oh, no, I said it makes me want to get a deep fryer.
oh, I baked these.
You make that?
I baked
There
them.
you go. Yeah, they're delicious.
Mhm.
Mm.
Don't need the extra grease.
You don't, they're delicious.
I think I like them better fried. I mean, air fried.
Oh, yeah.
I use my air fryer as an oven.
Crispy.
Mm.
There's so many
things to get through.
It's a friend, right?
Now what kind of suspense?
Right up. It's just bubble wrap.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, how nice.
Aw,
Oh, that's so nice, Emily.
Yeah, so, and we got one from Malia too, because she's completing her term, and then we're gonna do one to Katie, who's stepping off as chair of EWO. She's been doing this for longer than
Oh,
I
is she?
have.
Wow.
Yeah.
Who's stepping into that role?
In Eat Well, we send out an invitation and a chair description, and we haven't heard back yet from anybody, but we'll see. We'll see who steps up.
Yeah.
Thank you for all your support, Troy. And before y'all came, I was saying that I reserve the right to call on Troy in the future, so that I can keep bugging her for her advice and support. She can't get away that easily.
You saw I responded about supporting the letter.
You did,
Yeah.
and I drafted that today.
Okay, good.
The letter that Troy is referring to is a letter of support. Ulster County is applying for, I think it's a planning grant for some pedestrian accommodations on Washington Ave, which if you all recall is where a cyclist died in 2021.
Yeah.
So, and if you all recall, the process for a letter of support for Livewell is that I email the chair, and if the chair agrees with that project, then Troy it's been Troy is the signature on the letter.
Right.
So I was drafting that up today.
Did we hold elections in November?
No, we didn't. So, no, but that's a great, I'll segue into saying that in the January meeting is usually when, we choose the chair, the vice chair, the secretary, and the treasurer. So start thinking about that. If no one comes forward, I'll start to bug y'all. What else can I tell you about that? So that's usually set in January. Also, we usually set, since we're talking about it, I want to share a few other things. We, in January, set the meetings for the year usually. And so.
This year, we canceled the 2 summer meetings.
Yes.
And you'll see that I kept that again for 2024.
Right.
So these are the proposed dates, and in fact, I printed out copies of this right here for anybody who wanted to take this with them tonight, so that they can look at their calendars to see if it's still possible. And so in January, if you agree, if these dates all look good for everybody, we'll set them in stone, and then you'll see, this is a bit of a cheat sheet.
You have me?
I think there's.
Oh, yeah, there are more.
I don't need one. I'm not coming to meetings.
No,
But you just might wanna know something. Because you're not getting away that easy.
I know, Lori. You gotta help me, Lori. Bring them back in.
Oh, please.
Thank you. So I want to show you all. Bear with me. This is the document that I created for 2023. Is what I was going to show you. This is our current or our previous year. This is a cheat sheet that I made it of. It has every meeting with its agendas and notes. And then on the right-hand side is all of the reports that we collected. So I sort of have this as a cheat sheet. And so that's this other doc. It's hard to grab it in Zoom here. Oh, there it is. Nope. Just kidding. Nope, just kidding. So this document is our sort of template for that for 2024.
Right.
So as the year goes on, I'll add the links to all the agenda notes and all of the reports that we expect for the year.
Right.
And I can, that's all linked in the Google Doc, and I can send that out in the email as well. What else should I tell you about January? We'll probably look at the action plan for 2023 in January. I've been actively reviewing the action plan, and I'm going to try to simplify it for you all in January. So hopefully that will be a little bit less painful this year. In February, I'm proposing a new addition to our usual calendar, and that's sort of a health assessment. So collecting some of the data that is collected by the county and other places, and doing a meeting sort of with a focus on sort of reviewing what the status of the health is in the city of Kingston. And then hopefully that will inform some of our work going forward. And so I want to try to incorporate that into the yearly calendar. So every year we sort of take a moment to sort of review what the health is in the city of Kingston, if you all agree with that.
I was thinking maybe then if Stacy could come and be a guest in the meeting.
I love that idea. And then, let's see, then we would start, ideally, if we have action plans already from the focus teams, at some point we might do a review of the action plans for the focus teams, because then they report to us over the course of the year. And then we'll start working on the 2024 commission action plan in February. So, I'm planning a little bit what we might want to do. Right, Vin and Stacy. So that's pretty much, any questions about that? I know you don't get to have any questions, but anybody else have any questions about what we're doing next year? You can always ask questions.
I'm glad to hear that you're switching things up to the action plan.
Yeah. Whatever your advice, make it simpler.
Maybe I know to myself, I might have talked about this already, and I forgot to invite Natasha, who is the health corps member from the YMCA. Well, so Natasha, so she's a heart corps member through the American Heart Association, but her placement in Kingston is at the YMCA. So she's like, she's employed. It's confusing. I think she's employed by AHA, but is embedded in the YMCA, is doing all programs with the YMCA. But so Judy Burns, who's the wellness director there, told her to reach out to me to have a conversation. And she is tasked with doing a nutrition security assessment for Kingston. So she wanted to talk to me about that. She's already spoken with Stacy about things, and she's already been doing her outreach and so forth. But I told her, one, we don't have a lot of things for Kingston only, so it could be really useful if we could find a way to have some of this Kingston-specific data for nutrition security. But then also, there's already a lot going on in Kingston, and so I wanted to kind of keep her looped. So I made a note for myself to invite her to the February meeting, and I think that we'll reconnect in January anyways, because it sounds like she's interested in being part of our food systems plan team. So just so everybody knows, that's an update. Like I'm like Heidi right now. Just the executive director of the Y. Just giving my updates.
Right. So that's the, while we move to announcements and communications, and then we can turn off the live stream and just enjoy a few months together. But any announcements and communications? That's about to open. Is there any official other details about it? Can you remind us what's going to be in that building?
Yeah, so
Can you give us more detail about?
totally, yeah, there's a lot to say actually.
Yeah.
So, probably about 2 years ago now, the county purchased 368 Broadway, which is the Kingston Professional Arts Building that has sort of a little walkway guide between the old Kingston Hospital and the
Right.
building, you know?
Okay.
I mean, just a couple doors down. And so we already have so the idea is for it to be, no name yet, but like basically a behavioral health community hub. We want it to be sort of one-stop shop for people that have any kind of, mental health or addiction or, really kind of any help at all, place for people to come and talk to somebody. So the long-term plan is we're building an intensive crisis stabilization center. So if you know the one that's in Poughkeepsie, that's a supportive crisis stabilization center. This is going to be more intensive, provide medication, beginning of detox, lots of really important support. It's going to be operated by People USA. Construction is planned to begin early 2024 for that, so we're hoping to have it open by the end of the year.
Wow.
The second and third floor is going to be full of services. So Samadhi and Access Supports for Living are already in there on the second floor and have been providing clinical services for mental health and addiction for some time now. The third floor is currently unoccupied. We're going to fill that with as many different services as possible. And the Department of Mental Health is moving on to the fourth floor. And that's what's happening next month. So it's a long time in the making. We're really excited to be in our new space and be more accessible to the community. We're really hoping to, reposition ourselves in a way so that people feel like they can kind of just walk in and talk to somebody and things like that and get connected to help. It's truly, that's, you know, we don't provide a lot of direct services at the county anymore. There's only 20 of us in the whole department. Our job is really to like help people navigate the system and find the right resources for them and help them connect. So we're going to do that better with our new location.
That's great.
I have a question, because you, mentioned, like detox, are you going to have inpatient beds?
No, so the
Okay, so
model
it's all
is, it's like a 23-hour, you know, model where people will be there until they can go somewhere else. I mean, people will be able to come back if that's needed, but the idea is that people can come when they're in crisis and then, you know, stay there until we can get them connected to an inpatient bed. Yeah.
And then is an inpatient bed, what, if there are a limited number of at the same areas?
Yeah, so I mean, unfortunately, we lost all of our inpatient beds during COVID.
I never got many
We never got them back. So the plan as it is, and you may have read about this in the paper, that's really where I'm getting my information from, if I'm being frank. But the agreement is for them to return 15 of the previous 40 psychiatric beds to Kingston. That was supposed to happen already. It was supposed to happen early 2024. Now they're saying maybe mid-year, but they're hitting the state up for more money. So it's really looking bleak. There is no plan to return the substance use beds. So we used to have an inpatient program in Kingston that's never going to come back, unfortunately. So yeah, so people have to go out of county for. One of the cool things that Samadhi's doing is we're actually supporting an outpatient detox program, which is sort of like not the first of its kind, but the first regionally that we have, which is kind of an interesting model. But for inpatient services for addiction, people have to go across the river.
Right.
What does that outpatient model look like?
People getting their medication, or people detoxing and having their medications managed while in the community. Yeah.
They come on site for the
Yeah, they would come
medications?
on site, not on like, you know, a methadone clinic type model. You know, it depends on whether people would have to be like if they're medically fragile. I mean, it wouldn't work with alcohol use disorder because you really have to be inpatient because of the medical complications. But yeah, it's something that they can license for, and they're really doing some incredible work in the community, and we're really excited to take sort of that out of the box approach and see if we can help people.
So Samadhi has 2 locations, because aren't they in Saugerty?
Three,
They have
yeah,
3 now?
so they're
Because KEFC delivers to the one
I
in
bet you do, yeah, that's
Saugerty.
So their clinic on Broadway is a OASIS licensed outpatient clinic for
Right,
substance
okay.
use disorder, so that's where you
I
can go for
forgot.
individual and group therapy. The location that's on Sauk Hill over, I always say over by the Quick Checks, I love the Quick Check, but it's down the road, you know, by where Bev Lane is kind of. That one is an outreach center where they have programming every day, all day, like support groups and all kind of meditation every morning and all kinds of supportive services there. And then the location in Saugerties is the Samadhi Refuge, which is actually emergency housing for people.
Right,
who
we
are-
also deliver the Sauk Hill.
That makes sense. The people hang out there.
Prepared
Yeah,
meals.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
really great. Yeah. So we're excited to move in and be part of the good work that's happening. That's right.
Not to continue to put you on the spot. I know you weren't expecting to present today.
I was.
Last year, I think the Department of Mental Health did a state of the system report.
Oh my gosh.
The full graphic.
Yes.
Is that gonna come out again?
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you for your interest. Working in CAM mode brings me great joy, so I appreciate that.
It's up on my wall, and so.
Really?
Oh, yeah. And we talk a lot about it in terms of assessing our different needs as an example of how that could be done, so I'm looking forward to that.
Oh, I'm glad that you find it helpful, absolutely. Yeah.
This is the, like infographic with, I love that.
Yeah.
It's really.
And it's just a little of a delay, right? So we get our contract data, like it's due by the 15th, so then I can get cracking like then and try to turn it over as early in the year as possible. And I try to do it mid-year too, so I usually do it in July or August.
Oh, you created that? Oh, man. I mean, like, you might have to sign my copy. Like, it's I'm like, I created this.
I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and be like, hey,
Well, it's such a great snapshot of the system.
Yeah.
And it talks about the other things that influence mental health. I think you have a snapshot about housing on there, and you know, it's all connected. And so it's almost a little bit like a dashboard, and so we're thinking a little bit about that. The others,
Yeah, like a longer term plan is to have that sort of like public facing on our website. Our website is being redone, it's supposed to be done soon, I think, so that would be exciting to see what the potential is there.
Yeah.
We elected you president.
Great.
Here while you were gone.
That would make it be on time next time, right? No.
No.
Thank you all.
Other announcements and communications that you, Katrina, want to share? Anything about food systems plan or anything there?
Well, I think I shared a little bit last time,
Yeah.
but the food systems plan, has been in the works since like last spring. Oh, I mean, it's been in the works for longer than that, last spring, but we actually got the contract signed yesterday. So, yeah, I know, it's so exciting, we have the contract signed, with Food Systems Foresight, which is, a food systems consulting firm that's based out of Hudson. There's a team of folks that either currently live in the Hudson Valley or previously lived in the Hudson Valley, which was a really strong aspect, I think, of their proposal, was to have multiple people who are local to here. So we're getting started in January with that. Community outreach, they have a whole plan. I think that's what we also liked about it, was like different ways to not only do their own like desk research of like what's already available, but then going out and asking questions, in different formats. That will get started in, I think, probably March, and there's like various ways that they'll be doing that through early summer, with the idea that eventually there'll be a plan, I think by August or September. I have questions when I say the dates because it has been delayed. But I'm trying to remember like the calendar in my head, like the timetable for things, but yeah, so it's super exciting.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that we're getting that started. There's a couple other things I feel like are like related to all of that work, but nothing has like congealed yet into an actual thing to share. So, yeah.
Any other announcements or communications from the side of the room? Anything from your mind?
No.
Lori, so you,
I mentioned that we're having at People's Place on the 27th. I sent you a copy. I didn't email it. I texted to.
gotcha.
So I don't know. I should have emailed it so you could bring it up on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, no, you're fine.
So-
Let's see if I can figure out how to do that.
It's Join Us Live Music by the Dorian Mode. I can't even see it myself. Featuring Josh Towers and Soul Food Dinner by Chef Lori Ferguson. And it's a
Josh Aaron Towers.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, we're extending our hours for the Kwanzaa.
This is a People's Place, correct?
Yes. December 27th from 4:30 to 6:30. At 77 Broadway, Kingston, in the community cafe.
I'm not figuring out quickly how to bring up your flyer, but it is beautiful, everybody.
Okay,
You
so
should email it to yourself and then you can pull it up.
Download it.
I'm not the technology person.
It may be
Yeah, that's
on the
on the
website, right? Is it on the People's Place page? I'm sure.
Google quickly.
They may not have put it up yet.
Okay. Your word of mouth, I'm sure it's gonna be phenomenal turnout.
City gone.
We have a lot of things going on in
I'm working on
Kingston for
Tuesday.
Kwanzaa,
Yeah.
as I understand, not People's Place, but other,
African Root Center is doing something.
yeah, African Roots Center. I don't know the details, and I know it, church across from People's Place, they do dinners on Wednesday evenings, but it's not a Kwanzaa celebration, but we've been meeting with the clientele. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
Nice job.
And if I get a chance to get out of the kitchen, I'll be one of the drummers.
Lovely. Heidi, if you, or Nettie, do you have any announcements or communications you want to share with us?
We just have, we're collaborating with Shout Out, which is kind of like an art organization in Sparties that does promotion of art, but we're collaborating with them for an event at the Y on the 21st of January. That's a bit out, but it's labeled Books Alive and the Power of Poetry event, and we have a local artist who's also a performer who does slam poetry, and is going to come in and do that, do some readings, and then do a workshop with young adults. So that's free to the public, and anyone can come and participate. You just have to sign up. So it's 14 and older, and you can bring your parent too if you want.
Nice.
So.
That's good. All right, thank you.
Happy holidays, everyone.
Thanks for the food.
Yes.
Nettie, anything in your world, any events, anything else you want to share?
It's been really quite busy lately. Yeah, a lot of programming.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm looking forward to Friday.
Good holiday.
Marcia, you just came back, anything you want to share?
I do, I want to let everyone know that, that I'll be hosting another, Midtown Mondays walking group at the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center. And we do, an abridged version of the Walk with Ease program, but it's for 6 weeks. And it's every Monday, beginning January 22nd. I'm gonna be sending out an official announcement tomorrow or early next week to save the date. It's gonna run from January 22nd into March because of the holidays in that are in January, February, yeah. So indoor walking. Indoor walking group backed by popular demand in the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center gym,
What time do you do
11 a.m.
And what day?
Mondays, Midtown Mondays walking group. It's an indoor walking group. If anyone who may use an assisted device for walking is invited. There are, all of the entryways are flat, and there's an ADA bathroom on the ground floor. So all are welcome, and to bring their caregiver also, or family member or spouse or friend, to see that people like to walk with friends. So, thank you. This is all for now.
If, when we get this started, it seems
Yes.
like there is any sort of interest at all, I've been reflecting on additional input or feedback for cooking workshops. So I feel like I've mentioned this before, the kitchen and the neighborhood center was renovated. So many things have rolled into this spot where I am hopefully putting together a series of cooking workshops, like akin to like a teaching kitchen. And so they're community based. We had one for the Kingston program. That was really exciting and fun, and folks were really interested in them. And we recently hosted the YMCA Youth Farm the YMCA Farm Project. The youth there, their cooking crew, at the kitchen at the Andy Murphy Neighborhood Center for them to cook in it, like a pop-up, and give some feedback and also some thoughts on if for this series we wanted to have these shared agreements for creating a supportive and safe and inclusive space, like what that would look like. And I was like, oh, teens love giving their opinions on these things. They were fantastic and amazing. I say that because I'm always looking for other perspectives as well. I feel like youth groups are really easy to reach out to because they're already together and they're already kind of like community oriented, anything like that, like play support, hopefully will be a part of it. But if it feels appropriate and you're like, oh, these people have opinions or they might be interested in using the kitchen, let me know. It can be like, it doesn't even have to be like talking, like sitting down. I have to just like join your walk-in group and we can walk together. The YMCA farm project, it was super casual. I just followed them around when they were cooking. And I was like, do you mind if I ask you a few questions? And they're just like chopping peppers, just like, yeah, sure. They were fantastic. So yeah, I'm excited that in case that works out. Okay, big question.
So do you have like an email list for that?
For the workshops?
Yeah, the cooking workshops. Like, do I need to get on an email list of yours?
To
find out the
receive
information.
So this is a part of Eat Well. So we've been giving updates in Eat Well, and there's a subcommittee that's a part of Eat Well that can be, they met once to kind of talk about it.
Okay.
It
So
is not, yeah, it's through Eat Well. So if you're interested, can definitely share it. And you were definitely a name that we've already talked about. We were like, who could teach one of these workshops? But would love to have you be a part of that. Yeah, it's an Eat Well project.
Yeah. Ellis is here now, which means if he will give his address or gives his address, we have a quorum.
Hi, sorry I was late. It was a busy afternoon.
Thanks for joining us, Dr. Leader. I think,
It looks like you're in the middle of a party, it looks like.
yeah, we're doing a bit of our potluck here in person.
Good.
We can feed
Happy
you
holidays, everybody.
I think unfortunately, we would have to have published the address on the agenda before the meeting in order for us
You
to.
can't state it publicly now.
We could try it,
What are they gonna do?
but then.
It's for the October meeting. Oh no, Katrina left.
We still don't have.
Darn.
So,
Sorry, never mind.
No, but thank you for thinking of it.
Yeah.
That's what, that's why you've been such a great chair. It's the stuff you think about.
Life happens.
Yeah, but thank you, Dr. Leader, for joining us. We're just sort of wrapping up some announcements and communications. And then we're gonna end the live stream and share some food together. But so you came just in time. Do you have any announcements or communications you'd like to share?
No, I guess I can't sample that food remotely, right?
The screen.
Zoom isn't quite that good yet.
Yeah. New technology soon.
Right, okay, good.
How about when I want another?
I just have one final announcement, and that is the post office, the green spaces at Broadway and Prince have officially been named Post Office Park. The city did a call out for names, and there was a voting process, and so those two green spaces will be called Post Office Park. And we went into construction with a contractor, so we finally got into sort of like what Chris is saying, when we get into contract, that's usually a really big milestone for our project. So it's a really big deal to get into contract. And we'll be constructing that in 2024. Hopefully they'll move some machines there early in the year, but they have the whole year to construct it. I suspect what will happen is it'll be quiet for a while, and then all of a sudden, like in October, it'll be done. But so that's my big project right now that I'm working on. That's I'm excited to announce.
Yeah, happy to hear that.
All right, last chance for any other announcements, communications. Otherwise, I'll start to say that our next meeting is in, what's the date? January. Oh my God, I forgot to write the date in January. It's the third Monday of the month, third Wednesday of the month.
23rd.
Because I'm remember that, I won't be here.
Okay. All right, the next meeting is January.
This is excellent.
The next meeting is January 17th, 4:15 in this room. What else can I tell you? Other than that, I think we're done with our agenda. There's nothing else anybody else wants to bring up for tonight. Yes.
KEFC is running its winter fundraiser.
Ooh, that's a good thing to announce. Great.
Yeah.
If anybody wants to go onto Facebook, our Facebook page, and click the link,
Great.
because it's the 12th month of the year, the ask is for $12.
Yes. And every little bit helps, right?
And if you cannot, or more, we'll take more. And if you cannot make a donation, please share with your network of friends. You can support us by amplifying the message.
Thank you for sharing that.
All right, then that's it. Dr. Leader, I'm gonna say goodbye to you because I'm gonna take us off live streaming and we're just gonna sit and eat for a few minutes.
Great. Goodbye. Happy holidays, everybody. I hope did any of you get to see Nutcracker?
Oh, were you in it? I saw you years ago in it. Are you still in it?
Yes. I should have mentioned it last time at the last meeting. Yes, it was this is the first production, I think, in 4 years because of the pandemic.
Right.
And we broke attendance records. It was really good. It was a good show.
That's great.
What part are you, how do you participate? What is your
I'm Drosselmeyer in the ballet. I don't know if anybody knows the ballet, but it's a fun part now.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yes, you see my other side.
That's great.
Good. All right. Well, have a great holiday, everybody, and I'll see you in the new year.
All right.
Sounds good.
Cheers.
Thank you. All right, bye.